Alright, here goes nothing. We're gonna try another game of chess. If it loads. Here we go. We're gonna do the Jobava London. I'm not the greatest at it, but we're going to try our darndest. Main thing is that pawn pushes, we push this pawn. Nope. Alright, so we're gonna push this pawn and we're gonna go for a trade here. And we'll take with this pawn, and I'll control these squares to keep him from ever putting a knight there. Assuming he takes this, he should. Yep, normally does. Alright, I don't care if he takes us, because then that puts a pawn there and we can control that. But I'm going to put a rook on this semi-open file that we created now. The knight's going to go here, and we're a castle. And we're looking pretty. Might be able to get a good opening here. And you see how this was a beneficial trade? He can't move in, but we can. Alright, I'm gonna go here just to shut that spot down. We might push some pawns. I think we'll do that to stop him from taking that, and if he tries pushing this one, we'll just push it. Alright, continue with the pan. Pushing forward with pawns. I might just not castle. There's a possibility I just won't castle. That pawn's weak, but he's protected, but he's still weak. We'll see how this goes. I don't know, maybe pressure that guy. I don't really want to do that. Okay, so he's gonna probably push there. Alright, I'm gonna go here and go there, that way I don't have to keep my queen there to protect anymore. Just giving ourselves some space, and we'll just start moving around here. This guy is rated way higher than those. He's a 1319, excuse me. I'm rated only about 1260, which is decent for me. I want to make sure I can do this without blundering like no other, because sometimes I blunder like no other. Alright, targeting that pawn. But the thing is, we can do this now, since he stopped pressuring that guy. He'll probably take, we'll take with this pawn. Well, maybe I should undouble my pawns. Maybe I'll take this way. Maybe I'll take that way, just to undouble the pawn. Assuming he takes, I have to imagine he will. He didn't. Well, there's a thing that I'm noticing here, is if I go here, his knight is completely trapped, right? Can't go anywhere. So that knight can't go anywhere. He can't go there, 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 there. Yeah. Free knight. Now we're at material. At material, and we're staring down the enemy king. Still have to play this right because my king is pretty exposed. I might just walk him here. I might, because when I take here, he's probably going to take with the rook. We'll see what he does. He'll probably take with the rook. Oh, he took with the knight. I didn't even see that at all. But that's not too bad though, because I could put my queen right here and then double this. Unless I'm missing something. I feel like I can do that. If he pushes this pawn, I think I'll stick my queen right here. That way his king can't escape and I can just go here and really pressure and checkmate. It's not there yet because his queen defends that pawn, but we're getting there. My king definitely needs to walk up here, that way I can swing the other rook over. It's one of the good things about this opening is you don't necessarily have to castle your king. You can always just leave him right in the middle of the board and it's kind of okay. Okay, so now he's... yeah, I left that kind of weak. And I left that weak. But maybe let's pressure and threaten checkmate. Okay. This protects that and that, but not that pawn. I don't think there's any way I can protect all the pawns. I got so many weak pawns. And if given the choice, he'll probably take this pawn right here. Because that'd be the most damaging. I have to think about this for a minute because this is quite complicated actually. Alright, I'm gonna go up, and then when he takes that pawn, I might push this pawn. No, I won't. Yeah, because then maybe I can triple up here. These guys have all... oh, that guy's not safe. This is quite complicated. Oh, he is safe. Alright, I'm gonna push this just so I can swing over this way. And as of right now, I feel like I'm safe. He might do a foolhardy check here, but I can block that check. This is definitely very complicated, and I'm up 2 pawns currently. He can check, I can block it. Right now, the only thing I can think of is tripling up on this guy. There's still no checkmate there, and then maybe I can push a pawn. Still not there yet. Okay, so he's gonna move his knight out of the way. Oh, don't do that. I was overthinking it a little bit. Oh, hey, you know I didn't even realize that? His rook is hanging. He hung his rook. So now I definitely will triple up on this pawn. Because now that guy is very weak. And I just realized something. There's no... there's not actually a lot of protection for this knight here. Because if I take, he'll take, then it's check, and then we're going to start going for a checkmate here. I don't necessarily want to do that yet, but I might be able to swing out. He's going to gobble up all my pawns here. I'm going to move here. He's probably going to swing down and check me. I'm going to swing my queen here and go up, check him in the back rank, and then when he goes to defend, I'll take there. That's the plan. We're going to check him in the back rank, he'll defend with his rook, and then we'll check him with our rooks. That should work. He might swing down here and check me down here, or he might just gobble up pawns. He might just gobble up pawns. I really don't think that's a problem if he does. Big thing is if he pushes this pawn forward, it'd be a little bit difficult to infiltrate. But we'll see how it goes. I think I'm winning. I'm winning so far. I'm definitely not the greatest chess player in the world, but I feel like I'm doing okay. I feel like I'm doing okay right now. This might even make it as a YouTube video. Maybe. I just like this opening. There's a very famous YouTuber, a chess YouTuber. His name is Daniel Naroditsky. And he has a Jobava London course that he came out with. And I actually bought it. And it's not bad. And I've been trying to learn it. And I'm still kind of fuzzy in most of the details, but I'm starting to get the hang of it, and I'm doing a little bit better. This feels good improving a little bit, because I'm definitely playing better than what I have been. Alright. So he did push. I do want to... Alright, if he does that, maybe I'll just push the pawn. And we'll start pushing pawns. And he might move his knight here. And if he does that, I might just do a back rank check. And we might just sack on this pawn here, just to open it up. I don't know if that's a good plan or a bad plan, but it's something. It's just getting through. Sometimes you just have to punch a hole, you know? Sometimes you just gotta punch a hole right through it, you know, just get there. I can see this, because that pressures this, because I don't really have much defense on this guy right now, because my knight's pinned. Aha, and he gobbled up a pawn. So now, I'm thinking of swinging over here. He might still do a back rank check, and I will still just go there. But now I can swing out this way. And I still could push this pawn. I still like that. Now I'm threatening a whole bunch of different things, right? Threatening a whole bunch of different things. We'll see what he does. This might have scared him a little bit. I honestly expect some checks. I expect some checks, and I expect this. I could also push this pawn, but I don't like that one anywhere near as much. This guy's using a lot more time than I am. This is a 15-minute for each person, and I've used a whopping total of like a couple of minutes. And he has used almost 6. So, yeah. I tend to play very quickly, and I know that's one of my biggest faults. That if I just take my time, I would play tremendously better. Tremendously better if I just take my time. But I don't take my time. I like to play fast. And oddly enough, I like to play fast, but I don't like playing Blitz that much. Blitz chess, for some reason, I don't really care for it. Even though I'm a fast player, I like to make my moves very quickly. I know that's a fault. I really need to take my time. I don't know what I'd do if I ever actually went to a chess tournament where they have like, 2-hour clocks for per person. I don't know what I would do. I'd probably play so freaking quick and miss so much, and these people who are taking their time and looking at the whole board and all the different things you could possibly do would probably whoop my butt. Even if they're the same, rating as me, they'd probably just kick my butt because I don't take the time that I need to take to look at the board and figure out what I need to do. But it's just a fact of life. It's something that I need to learn to grow from and become better at. But for right now, playing on the internet against random people while I record it for YouTube, I can play quickly. It's okay. I think that I'm allowed to do that. Okay, so now he's gonna let me go for the check. I'm actually gonna go for the pawn push first. Hang on, let me think about this. Let's go for a check. If he blocks, I'll sack. If he blocks, I'll sack. It's probably not the right thing to do. Nope, he didn't block. Okay. So since his king's there now, I can pin the knight. So now the knight's pinned. So now I can push this pawn. A nice little tactic. I think that worked out. Because now the knight's pinned, so now there's no risk of him taking that pawn when I push it. I'm curious what he's going to do here. I actually kind of expect him to check me, then I'll go here, then he might pin my knight, then push the pawn to try to take my knight. But does he have enough time before I launch my attack? I don't think so. I'm all excited. Hey, look at that. So now I think he's going to pin me now. He can't recheck me. And I think he's going to push the pawn. He might just push the pawn right away. No, he won't push it right away. Never mind. He won't do that because he'll hang his queen. He'll hang his queen if he does that. So he won't do that. But he might just pin me here. And then I'll push here and he'll push here. Then I'll sack. And I might have to end up moving my king out of the way because I'll probably lose the knight. Who knows what will happen? Who knows? This is actually getting very dangerous. I have to punch through pretty quickly. Oh, okay, yeah. So he pinned my knight, so now I'm gonna launch my attack. The thing to remember, if he pushes the pawn, his queen's hanging. Because he put his queen on that square. He may overlook that. He may overlook that, folks. There is a possibility that he'll overlook that. I'm all excited. All excited. I can't contain the anticipation here. Whoa. Okay, I don't really fully... Oh, okay, there's a discover check here. But since there's a discover check, I can just take the pawn. Or should I just go for the kill over here? Is it better to go for the kill over here first? I don't know, I'm so scared. Let's see if I take. Let's do it. Let's open it up. I'm sacking. Sacrificed. Sacrifice my guy here. He's either going to go here or he's going to go over here. If he goes over here, I feel like that's checkmate over here, isn't it? No. I guess it would be checkmate. He could walk out. Alright, so I could actually go here, threaten mate in 1. I can totally do that. Alright, if I go here, I can threaten mate in 1. And I don't think he can actually stop that. Now he can get this discovered check and I, walk away. And he get the knight. Or threaten to promote. But is he going to be fast enough to do that? I mean, I could always just take the pawn. Right? I could always just take the pawn. But going for the kill just seems so appealing. I could also just take the knight. And we trade and I would have a queen and a knight. Versus his queen. Although this discovered check would come and it will probably equalize. So I don't really like that much. So either take here or go for the kill. Or I could just walk out. I guess I could just walk out of the discovered check. Alright, we'll take the pawn. I feel like it's the safer thing to do. Because I don't like the idea of that discovered check. He's going to check me down here. I'll walk up and we'll continue. He might just go here and offer a trade. But I feel like if he does that, I'll just take his knight. He might do that. I didn't even think. No, he won't do that because that blunders checkmate. He could go there. He could do that. Now that I think about that, that's a pretty legitimate move. But if he does that, I guess I'll drop back to this square, right? If he goes here, which I think is probably going to be his best move, either that or his check is going to be his best move. But if he goes here, I'll step back a square, which threatens a discovered check on his king, which at this point is probably going to be fatal. That's probably going to be a fatal attack, right? That's what I expect. I anticipate this or this. One of those two. The check is really easy to get out of because I can just walk here and I don't think he can check me again. I'm pretty positive that he can't. What else could he do? He could push a pawn. But honestly, if he pushes a pawn, I think I'm just going to go for the kill. I think. Ooh, I don't know. This is kind of nerve-wracking. It's like a puzzle. I've never really got into like just regular puzzles because it's just, I get very OCD with it. I just have to finish it as soon as I start putting the puzzle together. But this is like a chess puzzle. This is like putting the puzzle together, trying to figure out what the right thing is. And it's very addicting. Even if you're not good at it. Like, I don't feel like I'm that great at it, but I love it. Like, it's just a lot of fun. Puzzles, 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 working on puzzles. Alright, I know I don't have I need to, like, edit my YouTube videos to the point where I can get the timer on the video, like the players' times. So right now I'm at 12 minutes remaining on my clock. My opponent is under 4 minutes now. Under 4 minutes. I know it would help the watchability of the video if I put it on, if I got it on the screen, and I really need to edit it and get that on there. But anyways, my opponent's time is ticking down because I think I stumped him. I don't think he knows what to do, which is legitimate. And if you don't know what to do, you gotta take your time to think. I think I've kind of developed a pretty clear-cut plan of what I'm going to do. I'm either going to threaten mate in 1, or if... Oh, he went that way. Well, I can see he's going to double up on that pawn. I have to be careful moving my queen out. I guess what I could do is I could just take this pawn, because then I threaten the rook, and I threaten going here, you know, with the rook. I threaten all kinds of things. He can't, again, he can't necessarily check me. I guess if I go there, I blunder the knight, though. I guess there's that. But again, I'm able to just walk out of it, so it's not like there's a huge threat of that right now. I could just, again, walk out of it now. I actually wasn't expecting him to put his knight there. I didn't think that was a viable move, but he's now pressuring that. My knight's still pinned to my king. I could step back, but then that invites this, right? I'm actually thinking the best course of action is to walk my king out of the pin. Because now he can't check me. I'm out of the pin, he can't check me. Yeah, he can take here, but so what, right? That's kind of one of those so what moments. Okay, he can take there. But then I can go for the kill. I can move my queen there, I can let him have the knight. Yeah, because let's see, he can go... I guess he can... he can't check me while that knight's there. So I'm going to go for the kill. Making sure he can't take my queen through a check here, which he cannot. So I'm going to go there. Obviously blunders my knight away. He can check me. Let's see, he can check, I take. Then he can check me here. I can step away. We trade queens, and at the end of the day, he'll have a rook, and I'll have my rook and my knight. I don't know. I think that's winning for me. That's the only route. I think that's the only thing I can see. The only way he can stay in this game and live for a little longer is to check me here. I take his knight for free, then he comes down and checks me. I step away, then he takes my queen. Right? That's the only, and then, you know, and I take his queen. And that's the only thing I can see. And so then at the end of that, I would have my rook and my knight. And obviously these 3 pawns. Versus he'll have a rook and 4 pawns. I feel like I'll win that. I feel like that's winning for me. I didn't really know how else to get to him, you know. I'm willing to give him the knight away. When my very next move is going to be checkmate. I'm curious what he's going to see. Is he going to go for the check? I don't see any other thing that he could possibly do. I think that's his one and only thing. That's it. That is the one and only way to stave off checkmate. that I see. There might be, if you're better than me at chess, please leave a comment down below and tell me what is a better way that black could survive this. I don't really see it. I think that's his only move. I think that's legitimately the one and only way to continue the game. Any other possibility, I think it's mate in 1. I'm almost positive that it's mate in 1. So anyways, my opponent is now down to 1 minute left on his clock. I have just under 11 minutes left. And he walked his king out. That should still be... Oh, it's not going to be. Look at that. That was actually a pretty good move. He had a second way. Look at that. He walked his king back. So now if I check him, you go here, and then that's checkmate there. So it's mate in 2. So it'll be check, he'll block, and that's checkmate right here. It was mate in 2. And game over. That's checkmate. That was a pretty good game by my opponent. I have to say bravo to him. I'm gonna do a really quick game review on this, just because I wanted to see the score for the accuracy. So let me get this in the screen if it works here. 74% for me and 64% for him. I had no blunders. I had a mistake and I had a miss win. I'm not really going to go into the woods and see exactly what moves were what, but you know, for an amateur player who bought a chess course from a Grand Master on the Jobava London, I don't know. That's me. I'm sure if Daniel Naroditsky played this game, he would have had a 90-something% accuracy rating and just completely wiped the floor with this guy. That is obviously not me. As I said, chess.com graded me as a 1350, which is fairly accurate. I'm a 1260. What's my rating now? With this win, I'm now a 1273. So yeah, you know, I'd say this is fairly accurate. Yeah, that's the Jobava London as an amateur intermediate player. Hope you liked the video. Have a good day. Peace.